Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today you will be seeing me work on a collaboration with the wonderful and talented Sharon Lindley. We are doing a beach tray, beach ocean inspired serving tray. So I thought that I would videotape this. I was outside showing the finished product, so I thought I would video the intro also outside, but I can see why I don't videotape or do my art outside, because these bugs here in Kentucky are no joke. I think they all hate me. They're all after me. So anyway, besides all that, thank you for coming into my channel, and thank you for watching, and I hope that you enjoyed this video. Have some ups and downs along the way, but other than that, I had a lot of fun doing it and hope to do some more future collaborations with other artists. I think it's super fun. So I hope you enjoy the video, and I will see you on the other side. Hi guys, it's Isa. Welcome back to my channel. This is probably going to be a longer video, just due to the amount of resin it's going to take and the amount of steps it'll take. But I'm going to be making a resin serving tray. This is part of the collaboration I am doing with Sharon Lindley from Vividdays and Tammy Anderson from Tammy Anderson Art. So this silicone mold, I've never used it before. I got it from Lole Vefe. I'll link that down below. It's very, very heavy duty, and I believe it says that it takes like 80 ounces of resin, which I'm not going to, I mean, that's if you fill it all the way up. I won't be doing that because I don't need a tray that's this thick, right? But it will be multiple layers. So yeah, so right now I'm just going to put down a base layer just for the start. I have some clear resin. I'm using KS resin, the Liquid Art. I am an affiliate for them and I love their resin. I have tried the liquid casting and the liquid stone and the liquid art. All of them work very well. They have another one that I will be trying. It's called Liquidy Split. It's kind of like the Quick Coat from Stone Coat, if you've ever used that. Only you can actually use it as a top coat because it's got all of the same properties in it as the rest of the resins. Meaning it's got the UVs and the heat resistant and all that, which I know that Stone Coat Quick Coat does not. Which not to say that it's not good, because I've used it many a times. I like the Quick Coat, but like if I'm making tumblers or if I'm making trays, you know, if you use the Quick Coat, then you need to do a top coat. Okay, so just doing this coat. I'm not going to be doing any art right now on it. Just getting a base layer just for, and I put some glitter. It's called First Snow by Franz Glitter and More. Super sparkly. It looks great under resin, and it will a lot of this piece is going to be transparent, so you'll be able to see it from down. And it will also add depth, which another thing I'm going to do right now to add some depth is I'm going to just add some Caribbean Sea tint from Resin Art. With the tints, you need to put a little bit of pigment in a cup with some 91% alcohol. Let that dissolve before adding it to your resin. So essentially you're making like an alcohol ink, and it'll dissolve. If you don't do this with the tints, then you sometimes get like little undissolved tadpoles. So with this rest of the resin that I have here, which I have you zoomed in so you probably don't even see what the hell I'm doing. So anyway, with the rest of the resin that I have, I'm just going to put this tint in here. When you're doing a multiple layer piece, every layer that you do adds depth to that piece. So this isn't like a wasted layer. There is a method behind my madness. I probably have too much I made too much resin, but that's okay. I'll just put it in a mold. See, this is a transparent Caribbean green. I actually meant to grab the Bahama Mama because it's a little bit bluer, but that's fine. But I'm just going to put some of this in here. Like I said, everything you do on a multiple layer piece always adds, there's always a reason for it. And it will just add dimension as you go. So even if all of this doesn't show up in the end of the piece, some of it will. All right. So I don't want to put too much because it won't cure properly, because it is not a casting resin that I'm using right now. So basically I am just going to run a stick through it, because I didn't want the whole thing to be, and you don't want to hit and scrape the bottom of your silicone mold, which I just hit the bottom of it. So you do want to be very mindful of what you're doing with your molds. You'd probably be better off actually, and safer than using a stick, is just to use a gloved finger, because then you're not taking the chance of messing with your mold, right? So there's really no design here. I'm just working it into the clear just a little bit, because I want to still keep the lines. And that's it for this part. I'm just going to use, I'm not going to use my heat gun to warm it up, but I am going to use it to pop the bubbles, and then that'll be it. And if another bubble appears, then that's fine, because like I said, this isn't the whole thing. So I'll be leaving the room. It's the only reason I do not have a respirator on right now, because I just pour this and I'm leaving the room. And I didn't add a whole bunch of heat to it. I just used it to pop the bubbles. So as it's curing, it will put off. All right, so that's it for right now, guys. I'll bring you back when I'm starting to do the next layer. It will be the design and everything. This one was basically just put the base coat down and get the project started. So see how it just kind of like leaves little striations. That's some CSI wording, huh? But yeah, it's just the base to get my beach started. So I'll see you on the next layer. Bye, guys. Okay, guys, I'm back. I've never done a beach like this. This is all experimental to me. I have done tons and tons of beaches, but I wanted to try something. I had something in my head, so I wanted to try it. So I taped this off so that I don't get any sand and stuff up in this area. But I'm going to use, normally I put my sand in like glue or resin and mix it up and then pour it down. But I don't want a huge mound. I just kind of want it to be lightly dusted here. So because this is a tray, I need it to be level when I'm done, where if I do wall art, I can have the beach be moundy. Do you understand what I'm saying? So anyway, I'm going to try this. Hopefully it works. If it don't, I can always cover it up with my normal way, right? All right. So what I'm thinking is I think I'm going to use UV resin for this part. And I'm just going to put a thin layer down and then sprinkle my sand like I would sprinkle glitter. And see if that works. I was going to use a brush, but I didn't want to ruin a brush. So I will just use a little finger condom. What are they called? Finger cots? I don't know. They look funny. And seriously, there's no reason for it to have ridges. It covers your finger. Anyway, on to the art. Hang on one second. All right, so I'm just going to do little sections at a time, I guess. And it's just a little bit at a time. And I'm not putting much on here at all. Cap your resin. So like I said, I'm just gonna put it on like as if I'm sprinkling glitter. All right. Let's see if this works. Just a sprinkle in. And this is time consuming, so I won't keep you for the whole thing. I'll just bring you back when it's done. And when we start on the next section. All right, let's see. So I am patting it down just a bit. And then we'll put the light on it. I don't know if it's going to work. I don't know if the light's going to get through the sand or not. That was my question. I probably could have used like a layer of glue, which if this doesn't work, that will be my next step. All right, let's see how much stayed. Quite a bit, but I think I could go a little bit thicker. So I'll move this loose stuff out of the way here. Hang on, let me dump it and see how much stayed. Give me 1 second. I am taped to the table. Ooh, sounds like quite a bit is coming off. This might not work. I think it needs to be thicker. I moved you guys, so let me make sure you're in frame. Yeah. Yeah, I think it needs to be thicker. Or, you know what? I could have painted this. I might find a sandy color paint and paint it. I don't know. I'm going to finish this. I'm going to see if I can get it thicker. And then if I can't, then I'll just kind of like sponge some paint in or something. Because like I said, I don't want it super thick, but I don't want to be able to see all of the blue. Like some of the blue's okay, like up here, but I don't want to be able to see it like down here. So, yeah, let me finish this. I'll do, here, I'll do, you know what, I'm just going to be doing the same thing. So I want to try to not have this video be 80 hours long because there's a lot to do. So I'm going to just repeat this process all the way across, and then I'll decide what I'm going to do. And I'll bring you back. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I did the first layer, and as I suspected, it was too light. So I needed to darken it up. I didn't want to put like acrylic paint to like make it completely opaque. I still want some of the blue to shine through. So I thought, let me try a little bit of alcohol ink and daub it. So this is brown. This alcohol ink is from Let's Resin. So this is the brown. Whoops. Whoops. And then I'm going to mix it with Marabu's new glitter gold bronze green. It's very pretty. Because I don't want it super, you gotta watch it because that ball will get in the middle. So you can't like tip them upside down. And I don't want it super dark, so I am going to add just regular alcohol in it, just to kind of mute it just a bit. I'm going to mix them together. Take my little dauber and just kind of dauber dab. This is darker than the last one. It's okay because I'm putting another layer of the sand. But with this coming through, it's going to it's going to help. A little more alcohol. Mix it, mix it. Just kind of just let it get down there. And then when I'm done with this, I'm going to let it dry. I'm shaking it because I want it to get in the middle of this cup. I used the wrong kind of cup for this, huh? When I'm done with this, I'm just going to do another layer of the sand. And then hopefully I'll have the coverage I want. Not the too much coverage, but this part's pretty dark. I'll do that should be good enough. The Marabu glitter inks are really pretty. Okay. I'm just gonna kind of try to make this first section. I wasn't super sure what was gonna happen, so I went really light on it. So I could have kept it simple and just did my normal glue thing. But like I said, I wanted to use real sand, but I wanted it to not be a big mound because this is going to be a serving tray. And I did a beach table once and I had a pretty big mound. I mean, it turned out gorgeous, but I had to use a crap ton of resin to get it covered. So, I mean, if it's a wall art, then you don't have to, it doesn't have to be all smooth. All right, guys, I think that's good. I'm going to let that dry. And then I'm going to put another layer of sand. And then I'll bring you back for the next step. Beaches are multiple steps. So a lot of times they're longer videos. But I don't know how this is going to work. But we're going to find out. So I'll see you in a few. Alright guys, I'm back. I did a second coat of the sand with the UV resin. Sorry. Now, for future reference and for you guys, the UV resin was probably not the wise choice. So I would just stick with the glue and sand. I thought with the UV I could get a very thin layer and it wouldn't be all chunky under the resin, because this is going to be, you know, a tray, so you want it as flat as can be without having to use a bunch of resin. I know in the beginning of this video I said I probably wouldn't be using this whole mold, but I think I'm going to have to, because I probably could have got the sand a little thinner with the glue if I would have just kept spreading it out. Anyway, so that probably wasn't a good idea for that. But since then, it's been done, so we're going to work with it. I put the handles in. I did use the UV resin to tack these down so that when my next layer of resin comes over, it'll cement them in real good. These are not down yet. I'm just playing around with a few things. Normally I would put these again on the beach, but because when you're making a tray, a serving tray or whatever, this is most likely not going to be an actual food serving tray. It's probably going to go on like somebody's dresser or something to just be pretty, right? But I mean, when it's done, it can be. So I want to give that option. So I don't want to build up chunkiness down here. So I'm just going to put like just a line of these little broken shells along the beach area. And then I'm going to do another coat of resin with some darker blues and such. So I'm just going to lay these down. I'm not going to tack them with UV resin or anything, because I'm going to put a coat of resin on it. And then we are going to, you know, the resin will then tack it down. So these are about the flattest shells that I could find. Now in the corners and stuff, like I can put like a couple bigger shells here and still be a tray like I did with the crystals and stuff on that purple tray I did. So yeah, that's basically what I'm doing. I'll bring you back when I do the coat of resin, because I'm going to be adding, this one's a little too thick, I'm going to be adding some different colors up here. And I'll bring you back when we're going to do that. Right now I'm just going to lay down these stone, or these little shells. So I'll be back shortly. Hi guys, it's Lisa. I am back. Alright, so I was playing around with the idea of doing like a traditional beach. I'm tossing up all of these different ideas in my head, but when I do a beach I usually stick to the same kind of colors, right? But this time I think I'm going to just do like a completely transparent beach, like a ocean, I mean, not beach. Can't have a transparent beach. Like a completely transparent ocean so that you can see all the way down. So I'm going to try it with this layer. If it doesn't work, then I'll go to my regular colors. But I'm going to try it because I haven't done it before. So I have laid down some of, I don't know if you guys have seen it in my past videos, but there's a mold and it's called the Perfect Lacing Mold. So I thought this would be perfect to use it, but it's this. So I like cut it up, and I was going to put it like all over, but I thought that would just be like just way too much, right? So I cut little pieces and I put it along the sides and stuff. So I might add more in the next layer. I don't know. Again, I'm just going to see how this goes. All right. So I got my resin all mixed up already. I am using KS Resin Liquid Art. It is a 1-to-1 ratio. It's a very good resin, but it has been sitting for quite a while. So I need to get a move on. But I need to put my mask on because I am going to be using the heat gun on it. So I'll try to talk you through it. If there's certain things that you cannot hear because I have the mask on, then I'll list it in the description. So, yeah. All right. So give me 1 second here. All right, guys, I'm going to try to talk a little bit louder. It's so hot and hard to breathe. It seemed like the mask was making them easier to breathe. Okay, so I'm going to start off by laying a coat of clear resin. Like I said, this has been sitting, so there's not many bubbles in it. And it's got a slight temperature warmth. So you don't ever want to leave this much resin in a pot because it will cure up really fast on you. So we want to, I'm just going around the handles just because they're going to be kind of hard to get. I'm going to go over these little shells I put down so that they're good. And you know what? I got to go over the whole beach. I keep thinking, yeah, this is a serving tray, so I do have to do this. Just so that the sand and stuff is like totally sealed. I don't want it super thick because the thicker I go, the thicker this tray is going to be. I mean, granted, this tray can hold, from what I hear, 80 ounces. Did I really want to make a tray with 80 ounces of resin? Oh my God, that'd be so heavy. This is already going to be a heavy tray. The handles alone are pretty darn heavy. Sorry. So I just want to get this clear spread out. I know I didn't show you guys the whole process of these little mold bubbles, but basically I just cut them and laid them. I didn't think, because it took a very long time to cut them and shape them, and just because this tray mold is what a mess. This tray mold is such an odd shape. Just getting it up to the edge, and I'm going to be putting some colors. I don't think my table is level. All right, let's wipe my hands. So the colors I'm using, because I'm doing just transparents, are just, they are from Colourarte. They're part of her tint line. I'm using Caribbean Sea, which is this one. Bahama Mama, this one. Clear Cobalt Tint, which is this one. And I'm using Angel White from Lorez. These tints are the ones, if you've watched any of my other videos, they're the ones that you put a little bit of the pigment in the bottom with some alcohol, kind of make a little ink, and then put it into your resin. All right. So let me start out by popping some of these bubbles. I'm not going to get the edges of this mold. You probably want to use your heat gun, not your torch. All right, so I'm going to start out with putting the deeper, darker color, which is the cobalt. It doesn't look transparent to me, but it does on the cup. All right. Okay, I'm going to start that. Putting this up here. And it will mix in with the clear. And then I want the more greeny color. Right here. Which is the same color I used in the first layer. And then my favorite ocean color of all, the Bahama Mama. This one I can run up on the beach a little bit just to have that tint. So it looks like the water's up there. All right. So I'm going to move this around a little bit, warm it up. All right. Actually going to use my finger for a minute, do some finger painting. I don't want to put a whole bunch of heat on the edge of this mold. I don't know how much it can handle, but I do know how much it costs. So I do not want to take that chance. So I'm just going to blend these in. Blend it down into the greeny part. Come on. Man, I wish I could do these without the handles. But you want the handles in there real good. But they really are a pain in the butt. All right. And now I'm going to blend the Caribbean and the Bahama Mama. Okay. I'm making a mess. Making a mess because
I'm rushing against the clock on this resin, for one, and for two, because my fat fingers just aren't getting the job done. This is a silicone stick, so it won't scratch the bottom of my mold. Alright, I'm going to use the heat gun again. Actually, alright, I'm going to use the heat gun. Okay, it's moving now. Okay. All right. I don't want that much blue up on the beach. So I'm going to add some clear here, and it should push it back. Magic. Magic. All right. So now, with this darker blue, I'm just going to just run just a little bit through it, just to give it, I know you guys hear me talk about this all the time, but depth and stuff. So a lot of times you can create depth with transparent colors against the opaque colors. So because I'm only going to attempt transparent colors in this piece, I don't know if I'll be able to create the same amount of depth as I normally do in my other ocean pieces, but we're going to try. So just the different tones of blue and green. Is it just me, or does it feel like there's way more color on the other side. All right. Okay. Now for our first set of waves. This will be our first layer. So we're going to do it up here first. Just run in the white through the resin. Just in certain spots where you're going to want like a cap, a white cap. Now with all the transparent and all the clear, this white should give me some pretty good lacing. And wave like movement. All right, here's the heat gun again. So I'm going to push them down just to get it to blend in with the clear. And then I'm going to go up. This looks kind of wonky here. But it's okay because it is only the first layer. All right. So, okay. So that's that for the first layer. I got to get this somewhere level because it's not very level here. Let me get this somewhere level and I'm going to take my mask off for a minute. Hang on. Okay guys, I got to kind of show you a close-up sideways because it's the only level spot here. You'll get more close-ups as we go. So yeah, see how the milkiness, the waves just crash? Well, your next layer, you'll do it in different spots. I love those little lacing things. It just gives it a little touch. Maybe I should have did it all over the whole bottom of the ocean. I don't know. Kind of cool looking though, huh?
All right, so there it is. And then I'll come back for our next layer. See you soon, guys. piece of dust in it. And if it was like in the corner or on the beach, I probably would have left it, but it was like smack dab in the middle, and it was aggravating me so much. So remember when I started out, I said that this mold takes about 80 ounces of resin. Well, I am probably at 70. There's still a little bit more room here, but I don't want to do that. So I'm going to unmold it, and then I'll give you a close-up. So this thing is so heavy. So heavy. You're kidding me. You guys, there's a hair right there. I had it completely covered up, like as close as can be. Damn dog hair. Well, you know what? I don't really have time to put another coat on it before the collab ends. So I will unmold it, and then I'll just put a top coat on it, because the sides are gonna have like little lips on it anyway, so I'll just do like a top coat on it after I put the video up. I can't believe that. That's crazy. Oh no, I'm putting scratches in it. Ugh. Yep. Definitely have to put a top coat on it. All right. So this is going to be so thick. This is the first time I've used this mold, so I don't know how it's going to go. Man, I babysat this too. I come down, looked at it like every half hour. Ugh. Husky mom life. That's what happens, right? Come on, don't you stick. Don't you stick. You're sticking. Why is it sticking? It's sticking there too. It must have got caught in between layers or something. This isn't going to be cool if this ruins this mold. I don't know why. This mold was $60. And only getting one use out of it is going to kill me. Come on. Come off. I'm going way up against, hang on, you guys might not be able to see what I'm doing, but I've got to be very careful and go way up, just right up against the resin and not the mold. Come on, mold. I swear this better not be ruined. I'm gonna be so mad. And I didn't use a torch around the outsides either. Come on. Loosen up. Getting a cramp in my hand. Oh, sorry guys. All right, so for the most part, it all came out good, except for a couple of these points. And I don't know if resin got stuck in there, but I think I got them all. And I'll have to check out the mold once it's out. God, this thing is monstrous. I don't think this would be being used for a serving tray. I think it'll be being used for like a piece of display art. Because, oh, I got some static electricity. You see how thick this mold is? Oh, there's a piece there that's all messed up. Oh, I'm so mad right now. But I'll deal with that in a minute. All right. So a chunk of something. Jeez, Lisa. All right, so the edges are very smooth. There's a couple little pieces I'll have to take off. I won't be sanding it down because, like I said, I have to put another layer on. So this little ridge will help hold it in. All right. So here's the two spots that my mold stuck. Look at how thick that is, guys. This thing's so heavy. All right, let me turn it around. And I will bring it up close to you. All right, here are the edges. Look how thick they are. This is the back, all nice and shiny. It's completely transparent like I wanted. See, that's where my mold stuck. 2 spots. So now every time I use this mold, I'm gonna have those 2 spots. Maybe I can put like some sort of tape or something over them so they don't ruin it. That was a $60 mold. Alright, back to business. Here's the beach. See, it's also transparent, which is good. It's the Starfish Cove down there. Then the bubbles or pebbles, pebble looking bubbles on the bottom of the ocean. Big waves. I had shells going through here, but you can't really see them, but you can on the back. See, I had a line of shells. All right, let me get this white down and I will give you a better view. Okay guys, here it is, the finished product, and I really like how it turned out. It is very heavy, very heavy. It will make a beautiful, like just a decorative tray, because I don't think you're going to want to put your plate on this because it's heavy. But it is very transparent. The waves are just crashing. I'll start down here. And we'll go up. If I was to use this mold again, I would wait till I was 2 layers in and then put these on, because I didn't expect to, in the beginning I wasn't planning on making it this thick, but because dust, and then, you know, I wanted the depth, and then when I thought I was done, I'd get a piece of dust in it, so I'd have to put another layer of resin on it. So these are pretty deep in, so I mean, like I said, it's just going to be a decorative tray because my fingers. So if you make one in a thick mold, put these in like a couple layers up. So that's one thing that I had learned. There's my beach, my Starfish Cove. I couldn't put a whole lot of shells because it needed to be flat. So yeah, I really like how it turned out. Look how thick it is. Like, here's my thumb. That's how thick. So I really like how it turned out. I'm glad I went with the transparent colors. I normally do a mix of transparent and opaques, but I didn't because I wanted to be able to see all the way through the bottom. So I had some leftover resin, and so I made this lotus flower mold with some leftover resin one day. And then some leftover resin the next day. I made this little thing. I didn't have a whole lot, so then when I had leftover white, I just filled the rest of it in. So the bottom's white. But yeah, when you're working with resin, it's better to have too much resin than not enough made up, and then you can just fill up some molds. I really love how this lotus flower turned out, but that's not part of the collab. But it's still very pretty. Alright guys, so if you haven't already, head over to Sharon's channel and check out her, Sharon Lindley at Vividdays. And Sharon Lindley. Oh, she's gonna blow me away. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I know it was quite long because of the multiple layers, but yeah, head over to Sharon's channel and I will put a link up to her channel in the end screen of this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys on the next one. Hi guys. Okay, the sun was shining, so I thought, hey, while the sun was shining, I was gonna bring you outside so that you can see it in the natural sunlight, but apparently the sun didn't want to come out any, or wanted to go away. So it is, let me get it out so you can see the transparency. I wish the sun was out. I can't believe it did. Anyway, let's go this way. So I guess it's still natural daylight, but so anyway, this is it. And I know the video was a little bit long, but I just had some issues along the way, and I hope that you guys enjoyed it. And please go over and check out Sharon Lindley's beach, and I will see you guys on the next video. Alright, bye.